What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Mr. Random. Now, we all have one thing in common, is that we love to save money and we love to get the best possible deals we can get. Now, although my last videos on the most unreliable cars ever might have gotten hundreds of thousands of views, let's just say that some of the fanboys were definitely butthurt. Well, boys, plug those butts up because today we're going to talk about the top 6 most reliable cars under $5,000. And the sad part is, though, that it's still not going to please everybody. But hey, you can't please them all. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. All right, and for the first one, there's no reason for me to leave this one to the end because most of you already saw it coming. And of course, I am talking about the Mazda Miata. The Mazda Miata is regarded by many as one of the best handling performance sports cars that you can get for under $5,000. Whether you are just starting in high school and you need to get yourself a car, or whether you need a track car or even a little weekend racer, the Mazda Miata is the go-to car. With its almost 50-50 weight distribution and a convertible top that gives it that little bit of extra sporty look, and coupled with that bulletproof, highly customizable 1.8 liter engine. And although the Mazda Miata won't be breaking any speed records, it definitely won't be breaking your wallet because the prices range anywhere from $2,000 all the way up to $1,500. Now, besides the other cars that I'm about to mention in this list, there is really no comparison for the performance, for the fun factor, for the customizability, the whole package that comes with the Mazda Miata. And like I said, guys, all of this coupled with that bulletproof old school Mazda engine that they don't even make anymore, it's no wonder we're going to start the list strong with the Miata. And cruising right up on down the list, we have the Ford Crown Victoria. Now, I personally can attest, I personally can vouch for this car. I've owned more than 5 Crown Vics before, and by far, I put my name down. I put my stamp of approval that this is by far one of the most reliable, dependable, just absolute beast of cars. And by far, it's one of the most underrated cars probably in history. Well, that is until I came up with my channel, because like most of you guys know, my channel primarily focuses on Ford Crown Victorias, and there's a reason for that. You have a powerful, proven 4.6 liter built Ford Tough engine producing 250 horsepower straight out of the Mustang Gt. You couple that with a solid body-on-frame foundation, add 4 doors just to carry the entire family around, add a rear-wheel drive, you can tow stuff with it, you can go drifting with it, you can turbo it. The possibilities are endless when it comes to the Ford Crown Victoria. They usually go for $3,500 all the way up to $1,500. Now, you guys got to keep in mind the Crown Vics have a long history of police service and police duty, and on top of that, they get retired and then they go work as taxi cabs for another 100,000 miles, and after that, they get sold to the general public unless you buy them directly from a police auction. And these cars still run for 300,000 miles plus, just with regular oil changes done. Now, specifically, we're talking here about the P71 Police Interceptor, which came with a heavy-duty reinforced radiator. It even came with power steering coolers, heavy-duty brakes, heavy-duty suspension. And these cars are super cheap and easy to repair, guys. This is clearly a no-brainer right here. Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor, hands down, will go down in history as one of the most bulletproof and reliable 4-door sedans, American sedans, ever produced. If you guys want to find out more about the Crown Vics, make sure to browse my channel and find out for yourself. Now, this next car took the nation by storm, and of course, you can't deny it. I'm talking about the Honda Civic. Introduced in September 1991 for the 1992 model year, the redesigned Civic featured increased dimensions as well as a more aerodynamic styling. Now, all base models came with a 1.6 liter engine producing just under 120 horsepower, which is perfect for commuting around the city and getting from point A to point B. But we can't talk about Civics without talking about the SI. It also came with a 1.6 liter 160 horsepower engine that redlined at 7,000 RPMs. All of that combined with an extremely lightweight body, just under 2,600 pounds, and a highly and easily customizable engine. It's no wonder you still see 20-plus-year-old Civics driving around town without any problems till this day. And all of this can be bought from $3,000 for a clean SI model all the way down to $1,500. And it wouldn't be a most reliable car list video without including the SN95 Mustang GT. Now, respectively, the V6s were also very reliable, believe it or not, but the GTs, not only are they still affordable within our price range of $5,000 and under, but they pack a little bit more punch than its smaller brother, the V6. Now, the Mustangs from the year of 1996 all the way up until 2004 not only pretty much shared the same platform, but they also shared the same engine. And guess what? They also have another engine in common. Remember that car I talked about earlier in the list, the Ford Crown Victoria? Well, that bulletproof, legendary, mighty, built Ford Tough engine is also found in the Mustang GTs. But of course, you know, that's Ford's baby, and they had to give it a little bit better headers as well as some better cams. Couple that with a better throttle body and an air intake system, and you can have a fun, affordable car producing 260 horsepower. Now, it might not be the fastest car out there, but for somebody who's just trying to get into the car world, hey, you cannot beat the Mustang GT. Now we're going to focus on the New Edge model. That's what they call the model years of 1999 to 2004. Not only are these Mustangs a little bit more appeasing to the eyes, but they did boost the horsepower from 250 to 260. Now you can find yourself a fairly decent New Edge, and the ones you guys are looking at right now is actually my very own personal 2002 Mustang. And guess how much I got this one for? I got it for only $2,000, guys. You can't beat that price for the performance and reliability, and that's why the Mustang GT, especially the SN95, is cemented in this countdown. Another reason why I told you fanboys earlier on in the video to plug up that butthole is because your boy Mr. Random is going to hook you up. I got a little bit of a flavor for everybody here in this countdown, and of course, the reason I say it is because we're going to bring in a GM car, and that is the 2000 Buick Regal GS. Now, in 1997, the Century and the Regal once again became versions of the same car, only offered as a four-door sedan and sitting on a revised W platform that was shared with the Oldsmobile Intrigue, the Pontiac Grand Prix, the Chevrolet Lumina, and the Monte Carlo. Differences between the Regal and the Century were mostly cosmetic, as the upmarket version, the Regal offered larger engines and fancier trim, and once again boasted a newer version of that infamous 3.8-liter V6 from years ago. Now the Regal GS has a 3.8-liter supercharged engine producing 240 horsepower. The Regal GS is also equipped with a supercharged 3.8-liter. This propelled the Regal to a 0 to 60 time of just under 6 seconds. And by far, not only is it one of the most underrated performance cars of the 90s, but it still is very affordable today. You can find a clean version of a Buick Regal GS for anywhere between $3,500 to $2,500. And for this next car, you guys saw it coming from the thumbnail picture. No, it was not a Mirage. I'm talking about the 1995 to 2000 Toyota Corolla, also known as the E110. Now, production of the E110 Corolla started in May 1995. The design of the car was actually slightly altered throughout, but retained a look similar to that of the E100. In 1998, for the first time, some non-Japanese Corollas received the new 1ZZ FE engine. The new engine was the first in a Toyota to have an aluminum engine block and aluminum cylinder heads, which made this generation not only lighter, but a little bit more powerful as well. Now, the Toyota Corolla came with a 1.8-liter four-cylinder engine producing 125 horsepower. And guess what? This is the best part. It made 31 city MPGs and 38 highway MPGs. Now I actually got a little funny story for you guys. One of my first cars that I ever owned was a 1992 hatchback Honda Civic EG, that blue car that you guys are looking at right there. And one day when I was leaving high school, I decided to race a two-door Toyota Corolla. It was a 1999 Toyota Corolla. Well, guess what? I got my butt whipped by that little Toyota Corolla, and that's when I decided to make the decision to go ahead and move over to a 1996 Mustang Cobra, which is probably one of the best choices I made back in high school. Either way, guys, you can get yourself this Toyota Corolla for anywhere under $2,500 and $1,500. And there's an old saying that there's nothing tougher than a Toyota, and by far that's actually pretty true, because these cars 20 something plus years later are still driving strong down the road. And that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you learned a little something. I hope I maybe might have helped you change your mind or kind of push you towards a certain direction to buying a really good and reliable and durable first car, especially if you're looking for anything under $5,000, guys. Don't make sure to miss out part 2 and see if maybe your car might make it onto the video. Either way, guys, it's your boy, Mr. Random. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Take it easy.